In the bustling city of Enugu, there lived a young man named Nonso, the only son of a wealthy businessman, Chief Maduka. Chief Maduka owned one of the biggest construction companies in the city, Maduka Builders Limited. People respected him not just for his wealth but for his humility and kindness. He was a man who greeted even the gatekeeper with a smile. But his only son, Nonso, was the exact opposite. From childhood, Nonso grew up knowing only comfort and luxury. He went to the best schools, wore designer clothes, and drove flashy cars even before he was old enough to have a driver's license. Everyone called him Small Chief, but not out of love, out of fear. At home, he insulted the housemates and drivers. "Can't you see I'm talking to you, you useless woman?" he would shout at the cook whenever his meal was late. At his father's company, he disrespected everyone, managers, secretaries, and even old men who had worked for his father for over 20 years. "Do you know who I am?" he often bragged. "This company belongs to my father, and soon it will be mine. You all are just workers." The workers would look at him with silent anger but say nothing, out of respect for Chief Maduka. Nonso's arrogance followed him everywhere, even to school. He believed money could buy everything, including education. He skipped classes, mocked his lecturers, and boasted to his classmates about his father's wealth. One day, he got into an argument with a lecturer who tried to discipline him for coming late. Nonso shouted, "Do you know who I am? My father can buy this whole school if he wants." The lecturer shook his head sadly and said, "You may have money, young man, but you lack wisdom, and wisdom will humble you one day." A few months later, Nonso dropped out of school. His father was heartbroken, but he still loved his son deeply. "Nonso," he said one evening, "education is not just about books. It's about learning to respect people and handle responsibility. I won't be here forever, my son." But Nonso just laughed. "Papa, please. You'll live forever. Let me enjoy life." Chief Maduka sighed, shaking his head. One fateful morning, Chief Maduka collapsed in his office and died of a heart attack. The news spread like wildfire across the city. People wept, not just because he was rich, but because he was a good man who had touched many lives. Nonso, however, didn't shed many tears. He was too busy thinking about his inheritance. After the burial, he threw a big party at his father's mansion. Loud music, expensive drinks, and his reckless friends filled the night. "This is my time," Nonso shouted, lifting a bottle of champagne. "My father left me everything." Everyone cheered, but deep down, many of them were only there for the free drinks. Days turned into weeks. The loyal workers who had served Chief Maduka began to resign one after another. The chief driver left. The cook packed her bags. The security men walked away without looking back. None of them wanted to stay under Nonso's insults anymore. At the company, things got worse. Nonso had no idea how to run a business. He would stroll into meetings late, insult the managers, and demand money every week to fund his parties. "Why is profit low?" he would shout. "You people are lazy. My father never complained like this." But the truth was clear, Nonso knew nothing about construction or management. The workers grew bitter and began to work against him. They delayed projects, stole company funds, and eventually plotted to take over the company. Within a year, Maduka Builders Limited was gone. The bank seized the properties. The cars were taken. The house was sold to pay debts. Nonso's friends disappeared. The same people who once called him boss stopped picking his calls. Even his girlfriend, Amora, the one who used to post pictures with him on social media, left him for another rich man. He was alone. One night, Nonso sat in the empty living room of his late father's mansion, surrounded by silence. His reflection in the mirror showed a broken man, hungry, tired, and lost. For the first time in his life, he realized he had nothing. With no one left to help him, Nonso began to look for a job. But everywhere he went, people turned him away. Many remembered how he had insulted them before. Nonso Maduka, one manager laughed. "You want to work here? Go and learn respect first." After days of searching, he finally found a job as a construction laborer, carrying cement, mixing sand, and sweating under the sun. It was a bitter life, but he had no choice. Hunger is a great teacher. One hot afternoon, Nonso was working on a new construction site. He wore torn clothes, his hands were rough, and his once smooth face was covered with dust. As he lifted a bag of cement, a black SUV pulled up nearby. A man stepped out wearing a fine suit. The workers quickly ran to greet him. "Good afternoon, sir," they shouted. Nonso looked up. His heart stopped. The man was Mr. Uche, one of his father's former employees, the same man Nonso had once insulted publicly. Back then, he had mocked him, saying, "You'll never be rich no matter how hard you work." Now, Mr. Uche was the owner of a thriving construction company, the very one Nonso was now working for. Their eyes met. Nonso quickly looked away, pretending to tie his shoelace, but tears filled his eyes. Mr. Uche stared at him quietly, then said to the site manager, "Make sure he eats something this afternoon." He didn't laugh. He didn't insult him. He simply walked away. That silent kindness broke Nonso's heart more than any harsh word could. He dropped the cement bag and walked behind the building, where he burst into tears. He covered his face and whispered, "Papa, I'm sorry. I should have listened." From that day, Nonso changed. He stopped drinking, stopped chasing after fake friends, and began to walk with humility. He learned to greet everyone with respect, from the smallest worker to the biggest boss. Though life was hard, he found peace for the first time. Slowly, he began to rebuild himself, not with his father's money, but with his own sweat. And every time he passed by the old office that used to bear his father's name, he would bow his head and say, "Pride destroyed me once. Humility saved me." No matter how rich, smart, or powerful you think you are, never look down on anyone. Pride builds walls that only humility can break.